Hey, let's talk about Jake Barber. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, did y'all see the interview with Jake Barber and Ross Coulthart on News Nation last night? What did you think about it? Were you impressed? I sure was. I think that Jake is on the level and he is relating some amazing experiences and some alarming activity from the control group. But yeah, he's a helicopter pilot. He's got a great credentials, people that vouch for him, and he is talking about having participated in UFO crash retrievals. And he's even got video of one of these things, this egg-like object. It's not as gangbusters of a video as I was hoping. I mean, this is basically it. You can see this thing flying through the air, and then they set it down very gently. But I guess it's clearer quality than the Tic Tac or something like that. It is, I guess, the best definition footage we have of a UFO that's semi-official or whatever you want to call it. I have yet to see if this is a video that's been, cleared through Dobster or whatever. I have a lot of unanswered questions. I wish this interview had been, 3 hours long, like, Joe Rogan style, as opposed to 1 hour long. Really not enough time to answer all my questions, or even just not even very many of them. It really just gave a few bullet points of Jake's story, but it's a good teaser for stuff to come. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more information in the days ahead. How is he allowed to bring this information forward? Well, we've heard from Stephen Greer that he did go through Dobser, and this has been an ongoing process, an evolving process. They weren't even going to give their names, Jake and the other gentleman that vouched for him. Speaking of the people that vouched for him, Tim Gallaudet had this to say about the Lieutenant Colonel Blitch, whatever his name is, one of the people that vouched for Jake Barber.
Deal.
Well, let me start here. Thank you for having us on, Ross. And I cannot say verify 100% that Jake is accurate and legit because I don't know him, and I don't know the fellow Air Force personnel that vouched for him. But I do know John Blitch, the former DevGru officer, and off the cuff with his endorsement and voucher, I'm inclined to trust and think that Jake is legitimate, and
Yeah.
that's my first spot on that.
So credible people are vouching for Jake Barber. He seems like he is the real deal. He seems like he is relating true experiences that happened. Even though that video isn't overwhelming, it's still, like, as I said, probably the highest definition video we have that seems reliable. As far as coming through semi-official sources, it's certainly the most reliable video we have ever of a UFO crash retrieval. Merrick von Rennenkamp thinks this should lead to another UFO hearing, and I totally agree.
So congratulations. The allegations are truly extraordinary. I think everybody will agree on that. But if you haven't punched Jake Barber's ticket to another congressional hearing that I think you spurred the congressional hearing that Dave Grush made his extraordinary allegations and revelations at. If this does not spur another hearing that brings in more witnesses, then we have a major problem. And I know you've spoken about this, but this is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, near and near to my heart too, and I know to all of us. And yeah, absolutely. If David Grush's claims can spark a UFO hearing in Congress, then absolutely Jake Barber's claims should as well. He's backed up again by credible people, some who have even worked with him in the field. He's got video. He's the real deal, guys. As far as I can tell, he is the real deal. So, what are some of his other claims? Well, among other things, he says that he had a psychic connection to one of these craft. I think he called it eight gong or something like that. This disc-shaped, segmented object that he, was the helicopter pilot for the crash retrieval. yeah, or the retrieval, whatever it is. And he had this powerful psychic connection where he felt this godlike force, but a feminine force that connected with him, and he says is still guiding him and protecting him today. I thought that was amazing. That was an incredible disclosure, an incredible thing for him to admit, as credible as a guy as he seems to be, for him to come out and say that. I thought that was really amazing. So kudos to him. I admire his bravery for coming out and saying that. I believe him. And he went even further than that, talking about the psionic division that lures these craft in. And that's something that Michael Herrera talked about as well. How there are psychic people that the UFO control group recruits to lure these craft in. And then Mike says they shoot them down. Now, I don't know if Jake actually ever said they shot them down. He says they lure them in, and sometimes they even land. But then, why are there retrievals unless they're just leaving those ships behind willy-nilly? So I think there's a missing step in there. But maybe he did say there was a shoot down. I didn't watch it live. Ironically, I had my UFO meeting in a different town. My formerly MUFON group that I am now the director of for this year. A year is almost passed. And and so I had to go out of town to go to the UFO group. It got in the way of me watching the live show, and I haven't been able to find the full interview yet. So I've been watching clips of it and stuff. But from what I've seen, he hasn't mentioned that there were actual shootdowns of these things after the psionics or psychic people lured them in. But that is something that Michael Herrera spoke to and seems to be a thing. So we definitely need that answered. And if there are indeed programs where they lure these craft in, he says they make a spiritual connection with these craft, which is what he experienced himself seemingly. If they're making a spiritual connection with these things and they shoot them down, that's dicey, guys. So, another reason why we need oversight of these black programs, right? We need UFO hearings. We need full UFO disclosure from the government so that the public can get oversight of these black programs to stop the shady stuff that is going on. Speaking of shady stuff, Ross Coulthart also says in that follow-up piece that Jake and the others have feared for their lives because there are people that they know that may be involved in some of these programs that have been taken out, that have been assassinated, that have been killed and silenced to prevent information like this from getting out. So that may be a motivating factor in them coming forward, much as Bob Lazar wanted to come forward to protect himself. So there's a lot to unpack here, guys. It was a gangbusters interview, but like I said, I've got a lot of unanswered questions about this. There's seemingly a lot of connective tissue that was missing from what I've been able to see. And I really want some follow-up interviews. I hope he goes on the circuit and does all the podcasts. I'd love it if he came on Cosmic Road, get to ask him some of these things. I'm very curious, for instance, about his ongoing spiritual or consciousness connection to whatever entity was interacting with him on that day when he retrieved the 8-gong craft. Fascinating stuff. Kudos to him for coming forward. Thank you, Jake, for coming forward. Thank you to everybody else involved in vetting this information and vouching for Jake and the other individuals that also came forward, including a lieutenant colonel that put his reputation on the line, saying, yeah, absolutely, there were craft and so on, and that Jake was legit, and the things he said and his experiences are legit. Thank you, Ross, and Lou, and even Stephen Greer, for whatever part they may have played in all of this. Great stuff, guys. Very exciting. Should lead to another UFO hearing. We'll see if that happens or not. But let me know what you think about it all in that comment below, guys. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Channel members also frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.